Oh, welcome to CNT Collectibles. I am C. Hope you're doing well. This is our, well, it's certainly not going to be weekly, but our NHL 94 Sega Genesis Chart Blast. So one of the greatest games in video game history, has held up over the years. There's no question about it. But how have the cards done? I am a one-trick pony, but I got to mix it up a little bit. And if you have a problem with it, I'm really going to mix it up. I've got the foil ready. We can do this. So let's just have a little bit of fun here. Reminisce about the greatest game in video game history. This got us through a lot of us through college. Bush Light and NHL 94, man, took up a lot of our weekend time here, and maybe missed a few classes for it as well. Marlon Mew, PSA 8, bottom of the range here, getting a nice rip out of the downtrend. So typically when we see a move like this, we are looking at some sort of pullback. But if you can get it into this $400 or $500 area, that is a pretty good price at $699. Looks like, hey, buy it now. I think your next purchase can come in perhaps a little bit lower if you are patient. All right, Wayne Gretzky, the great one, PSA 7, chugging along in a sideways consolidation here. So we still have the downtrend in place, but it seems like there's a lot of buying in the support area. Not sure that you're going to get it much lower for the time being. Also not sure that you're going to rock it up in price either. So just kind of, if you're buying it, just expect to maybe go sideways for the foreseeable future. Not a lot of money to be made in these, but that's the price is the price sometimes. So what news is coming out for him to really move the needle on this one here? Stevie Y, uptrend, kind of broken, but really like the rest of the cards here, probably going to be mostly of a sideways consolidation. A lot of these cards aren't like crazy expensive here. Stevie Y is kind of expensive, but there's a downside for maybe a couple $100 or something like that potentially, but it's very thinly traded, so not going to guarantee where that next sale comes in. Stevie Y and PSA 8, however, ripping. So if we look at the 9, we just did. I'm just kind of holding steady, but the 8 had a really nice rip. Now, if this is the top of the range and it comes back, then things are probably settled for the 9. You wouldn't see a lot of movement, but if that 8 continues to glide upwards, then what you can see put upward pressure on that 9. So if the 8 can bust above this and start to creep up, people will start trading into the 9 and paying more for that particular card. All right, Jeremy Roenick, bottom of the range, getting a rip here, so that's one sale. So again, you can probably get a little bit better price. U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame in good old Evelyn, Minnesota, but not in the National Hockey Hall of Fame. So that's a pretty low price. So even if it comes back down, you're talking $10-20 or something like that, and that's a pretty darn nice looking card. Mike Modano, the former let's just go former North Star. I don't need to talk about that other team here. Bottom of the range here. So when it comes in here, gets swooped up quickly. You're seeing that right now. If you are looking for a Modano card, and I am no longer looking for a Modano card after looking at this chart, there you go. There's the price. So again, a Hall of Famer, $75. All right, Pavel Bure, BS 10. What was he? He was like I love the 99 speed guys in NHL 94. So I always take them. They'd be like a right winger for the most part. My favorite was McGillney, but part of that doesn't have him. Slide him over to center because that first penalty takes the right winger off the ice, and then you can have McGillney. You just win the face-off, barrel through, and just you know the move. Do the move, score every time. So all right, Pavel Bure coming to the bottom of the range, giving you an opportunity to pick up the Russian Rockets. Timo Solani for your Winnipeg Jets, PSA 10. Ripping out of the range here, a lot of consolidation. Next, I brought it up. That's probably too much, too fast. Look for a pullback into that range, but that is coming at you hotter than an L. I have Frady Slapshot. All right, Ray Bork, PSA 10. A lot of buying in here, getting very thin up here and starting to break down. I don't know that, well, yeah, you could see 3,000 or something like that again. This is a card that I would just watch at this point here and see how it plays out. I don't know if I'd have to rush into it or anything like that. It's so thinly traded, and you have a lot more willing buyers in here. So in here, there weren't a lot of people exhibiting a readiness to step in and purchase. So you had a few people up here, but they may start to ring the register a little bit, take their losses, and that may overwhelm any demand that you have in this area. And so this would be a more reasonable spot if you are patient. Brett Hall from your University of Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs. All right, PSA 9 grinding lower. A lot of buying in this area, but the trend does remain down on this one. And what we've seen with a number of cards, they had this basing pattern, this breakout and thin volume, and then an eventual return to this area. So again, while the trend is down, that's one for me just to watch and see how it kind of plays out. So all right, Eric Lindros, uptrend, broken, consolidation, grinding sideways. Whenever it gets much lower than it is now, it gets swooped up pretty quickly. So again, we're talking about a $70, $80 card. So maybe it goes to $60 or something like that. Does it matter when you're dealing with a lot of these? For some people, maybe, but you know, if $10, $20 matters, then you're probably not buying cards with your money anyway. So all right, maybe you are. You're not buying those types of cards. You're not going for the high gem mint grade or anything like that, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Of course, you're getting cards that are for everybody, but you know, when you get to the 10s and stuff like that, it's more for the investment type people. All right, Doug Gilmour, PSA 10 from your Toronto Maple Leafs. Again, grinding lower as well here, so your risk reward sets up favorably in the meantime, in the inner short term, with a couple of purchases right around this level. But much below this, again, you're coming back down to a much further level, and that's what I would probably be inclined to wait for. All right, Joey Sakic, PSA 10, grinding sideways. So with some of these, you can see the buying getting really thin, and I would, you know, that leads me to believe that the prices can get pushed around really easily, and I don't want much to do with it. But then you have some players where they've broken out and they're just setting up another base, and with a lot of interest. And so for those, I feel a little bit, you know, there's more interested transactions in that area. People are willing to transact a little bit more, and so if you needed to get out, then the liquidity is there for that. So a lot of sideways action, not looking for a rip or anything like that, but the price is the price for now. Below this area, then you do want to get out, because you can probably get a lot lower. So it's not about calling tops or bombs, it's about managing risk and setting up your ranges. Luc Robitaille, PSA 10, that's a pretty good number for him, coming back down into an area of potential support. Mark Messier, PSA 10, $15,000 card. Wow, that's and people are paying for it. So again, the 1980, probably not a lot of PSA 10s hanging around there. So your consolidation, your breakout, very thinly traded. It is what it is here. So if you're buying this card, then you look at these reference points to potentially purchase, or your last chance to maybe get out if you are holding it already, because that drop could be precipitous. You know, your $15,000 card, could it make its way back down to 5 is what you're looking for below that, but we're not there yet. So a lot of sideways action on that one. Jaromir Jagr, downtrend, lots of volume on this one here, and dude's still playing. So he's Hall of Fame probably someday, but while he's still playing, even if it's at the Czech team or whatever, NHL still counts that as an active player. And he's got the clock won't start until after he's done, I believe. So bottom of the range, there's been a ton of buying in this area here, so it just looks like a consolidation, and it continues to compress lower. When it breaks, it probably breaks pretty decently here. So this has been the price for a while, so not guaranteeing a rip out of that one either way. When you do have a lot of transactions, then it's tough for these things just to get really pushed around. There's too many people that are interested, so price movements are incremental more than anything. But bottom of the range, but it's been that way for a while. So again, if you're looking for a big rip out of this one, probably not. But it's at a decent enough price if you've been watching for this one here. That risk reward sets up favorably. Eddie Belfour, PSA 10. Thank him for all those cool catcher helmets. Started with him, the Belfour, right? So bottom of the range, and Charlie O'Brien, I think, had a big hand in that one for the baseball version of it. So my friend's uncle. All right, bottom of the range with a big rip, and that's maybe too fast. It does get a little bit volume, not a lot of volume on these things or whatever. So if it comes back a little bit, then there you go. But again, that price isn't killer for most people that are in this hobby here. Dominic Hasek, bottom of the range here, the Dominator. So see if we can get a rip out of this one here. So anytime it gets down to this area, it gets snapped up pretty quickly. So that might be a decent price for the Dominator. Again, under $100 for that card. And Martin Brodeur, PSA 10, great hair for a goalie, right? Out of the range, coming back in to an area where there has been buying in the past. And Patrick Waugh, I think we're finishing it up here with the nice breakout and coming back down into this zone here. So getting close to probably a buy on Patrick Waugh. It's a big card here, so this is where you would want to manage the risk a little bit more than those $60, $80 cards. When it gets back down into this area, what is that? We're talking about $6,000 or $5,000. So, there could be a decent drop on this one, and that's where you'd want to buy if you are patient. That's what I got for you. Thank you so much. Dakota says he watches all my videos. We'll put them to the test today on this one. So have a great President's Day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.